are just adorable.
Yes, they are cute, but what a mess they make. Before showing you the initial walkthrough, let me tell you what you will be looking at. What we have here is a raccoon latrine. A raccoon latrine is basically a community bathroom for raccoons, just like public washrooms are for us. Unfortunately for my clients, animal will sometimes choose someone's backyard, or deck in this case, and I was hired to clean it up. Let's go check it out. So we have a lot of raccoon droppings, and there is some that kind of look a little big for raccoon. It could be bear right there. Over here too, that might be bear. I don't know yet. This is the wildlife camera that I have installed to figure out what kind of animal. It's either raccoon and bear or just raccoon, but my guess is a raccoon and bear. We'll see. As you saw, the area that needs cleaning is quite large. It's important to remember that when you start cleaning droppings, you have to do it all in one go to minimize the risk of cross-contaminating the site with roundworms. For this reason, I decided to section off the site in 4 areas. This is section number 1. This is section number 2, section number 3, and the rock face. Step number 1, check the forecast and free yourself for a couple of days if you have the time. When cleaning droppings, the surface has to be absolutely dry. Cleaning up droppings when the surface is wet is just gonna make things worse for you. Don't forget, we're not just scooping poop. We are decontaminating the area. It's important to understand that the feces might contain roundworm eggs. We want to protect ourselves as well as the environment, and there can't be any win at all. This is an AI rendition of what roundworm looks like. If you've seen Dr. Pol, he deals with roundworms a lot. Roundworms' eggs can get airborne with the smallest breeze, so be careful. Step number 2, tools and supplies. Make sure you buy yourself a HEPA filter for your shop vacuum. Otherwise, the eggs might just go through your vacuum. So please make sure you get a HEPA filter. I think the bags are green or blue, but or yellow. They could be any color, but make sure it's a HEPA. A list of tools and suggested supply will be listed on our website. As explained earlier, it's important to section off your work area in case you can't do it all in one go. Another good reason to section your work is that it allows you to bring your vacuum closer to the next section as you work through. Vacuum exhaust can definitely lift up roundworm eggs. You'll see me working all over the place in this video. In reality, I perform each steps one section at a time. For this video's purpose, I took all the same step and merged them together in one clip to make it shorter and easier to understand. Step 3 is about removing as much dropping as possible with a small and a large scraper. For best result, break your area into an imaginary grid and clean each little square completely before moving to the next. Be very thorough. Step 4 is about going through cracks and crevices that you couldn't get to with your scraper. This is the step that will definitely take you the longest. How much time did it take me for this job? 10 hours. Consider this your induction to basic training. Step number 5. You thought you were finished? Not a chance. It's time to go and do an all over with the white brush this time. Push really hard and keep your vacuum nozzle close. Step number 6. The hardest part is done. Now it's time to do a thorough vacuuming with the wide nozzle all over the place. And don't be afraid to go a second time around if you want to. You'll still pick up a lot of stuff on your second go. Okay, next step, wet everything down. over, under, everywhere. Make sure you get it all. The next step, we're going to flame torch everything down. You don't want to burn anything. Be careful. Make sure it's all wet. Okay, step 8. We're getting there. Hand torch the whole area. It's the best way to kill a roundworm's egg. The way to hand torch is not terribly complicated. Think of it as if you're painting the deck in this case. You don't need to stay too long in the same area. You won't see it by the naked eye, but the water will steam, and that's enough to kill the roundworm that are remaining. Another tip is, since you're dealing with an open flame, I think it's a good idea to go double check. Make sure you didn't start a fire, most important. Step 9 is to get rid of the excess water that's lingering around. There shouldn't be any viable eggs left. Last step while you're on site, number 10, use a multi-surface sealer that can be applied wet and spray generously all over the place. The sealer will encase any remaining eggs and the scent. And now you're done. Nope, you still got 2 more steps to go. And this is where not slacking off can make a real difference on your overall job. What you have now is dust all over your hands, all over you, all over your tools. You got to clean those up. But first, you got to bag everything. Bag everything. Not kidding. Doesn't matter if you drove or working from home. You don't want to contaminate your vehicle or your garage or wherever you're going to be storing the equipment that you use today. If you do it from home, and you have pets, this is where you have to be very careful. The clothes you have on and the tool you use will smell different. And if you have pets, they will go smell it and they will rub on it. You have no choice. You have to bag everything because you don't know what disturbance is going to come your way. Your neighbor is going to want to talk to you, or your partner is going to want to talk to you, and then this is going to stay there and animals will rub against it, and you got to be careful. This is a decontamination job, so you got to make sure that you cross your T and dot your I's basically. So bag everything, then clean everything with a heat gun, then go get a shower and go get yourself a beer. You deserve it. If you have any questions, please feel free to write them down below. I'll try to get back to you as soon as I can. That's it for today.
We are your habitat and sanctuary guardians, and we're here to help with anything you may need help with.